In my search for the perfect set of LUTs, I've come across many different color manipulation softwares, from film stocks to even film emulators. And today, I think I found the perfect emulator for me. Hey guys, what's up? It's Rigo with Grizz Media, and today we're taking a look at the new plugin DeHancer Pro for DaVinci Resolve. If you guys are new to the channel, hello, my name is Rigo. I'm a videographer and photographer based on Los Angeles, California. And on this channel, we talk about all the knowledge and all the skills you need to think like a filmmaker. Now, before we start off with the review, I want to give a sort of an honest foreclosure. DeHancer did allow me to use their pro version of the plugin for DaVinci Resolve. No money exchange hands though, and they don't get to see this video before it comes out. So all the opinions I have, every good or bad thing I have to say about this program is 100% my opinion, and they don't get to see it before you guys get to. With that being said, I do want to give a massive shout out to DeHancer for allowing me to use their plugin and be able to test it out for them. DeHancer is an OFX plugin that you can use in DaVinci Resolve to create a film-like color grading structure into your grade footage. What does that mean in a more easier sense? What it basically means is that it turns your log unsaturated footage into something that looks a little bit out of a film camera back from the 19 or 2000s. But what is film and how does film look? Before the age of the digital camera or cinema camera, movies were shot on a film camera, which uses rolls of film to have different flavors of color depending on the roll that you use. It can also change how you expose the camera also depending on the roll. You can see this a lot in 1900s and even 2000s movies. There's a certain grain and organic feeling that the image gives you that you just cannot get out of a digital camera, mostly because there's less moving parts and there's no processing for noise or denoising in the sensor. These archetypes are what separate the digital camera from the film camera. Digital cameras have a much sharper, less noisy, and offer more quality as possible in your image, while the film cameras offer a more organic, noisy, grainy feel that just feels like you're part of the movie itself, maybe even sometimes that you're kind of in a dream sequence, if you would say. And that's exactly what DeHancer does. It turns your digital image into a film image. But how does it do that? Well, what DeHancer has done is that they managed to grab all the main parts that you need to create the film look, such as grain, glow, halation, film stock rolls, bloom, things like that, and noise, in order to create as close as you can get to the film look without actually having to buy a film camera. DeHancer offers many different types of codec flavors that you can use to put into your log footage. You have Kodak to Eastman double, to Kodak 105, to 14567X. There's a lot of different possibilities you can use, and they all give your camera a different look. Okay folks, here we are in DaVinci Resolve, and I have a clip right here, just a standardized clip of Danny walking for The Poet. So you can see this is what log footage looks like. It's not graded, it has no color grade, has no color, no saturation, no film look. This is our base starting point here. And so we're going to go to the color grading tab, and since I already have it downloaded, it's actually going to be in your effects tab. You're going to go all the way down, and you're going to look at right here, DeHancer Pro 11, and we're going to put that on our footage right here. So let's, alright, we're still going to try it out. So you would choose your camera, you would pick Canon. This was shot on the Canon camera, Canon C70, and this was shot in C-Log 2. So avoiding the watermark, this is what you get if you try to download DeHancer but don't have the full version. This is what you're going to come across. Something around this area here. And then what you're going to do is you are going to, let's try to find it. You will go to your film developers. So you have different options. You have film developer, film compression, expand, print, color head, film grain, halation, bloom, film damage, film breath, gate wave, overscan, vignette, monitor, output, LUT generator, and your options menu. So those are all the things that you would get with this thing. Let me show you exactly how I would try to sort of color grade this issue right here. So we already got our base stuff done, and I can see I'm a little bit overexposed here, but first I'm going to see what each of these color grades do. So in the film section, you have all these options. You have something called Agafka, Chillstorm, Fuji Chrome, you got Fuji Film Stuff, Kodak, you got Lomachrome, you got Polaroid, you got all these different rolls, and all these different rolls give your image a different look. As you can see, I'm going through sort of all of them, and each one of them does something different. It either makes the image more softer, makes it more bright, more pinkish. Some of them even go black and white. As you can see, this one looks pretty interesting right here. If I was going for a more scenic black and white sort of type look, this would be a pretty good way to start. I really like the way this one looks. So we keep going. This is kind of giving us, if I take off before and after, right? It looks pretty interesting. Let's see. Keep it going. You keep choosing until you find one that you like. So I'm gonna keep going until I find one that I like. I kind of like it where it is right here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to set my exposure a little bit lower because it was not that dark that day. So as you can see, we're already getting somewhere. This is before, and after. We're already looking pretty good so far. And if we keep going, right, already this is already looking really good. As you can zoom in, you can see we have this grain that wasn't there before. So if I take this off, if I play it and then put it back in, there's like grain that's embedded into it, and you can actually turn that off if you're not into that. So we could go right here and click enable. Now there's no more grain. If we try to increase our halation, that's gonna be how good the infrared light actually does it. My personal favorite is the bloom texture, sort of giving light a sort of softness touch to your things. I'm really liking this exposure. We're gonna go back up here, change our temperature a little bit. Put it at 2.8. Our tint can be just at 0. Let's see, I like a little bit more contrast in my image, so we're gonna go there to our film developer section. I like a little bit more contrast. And color separation. Color boost, put that at like a level 5. Doesn't really do anything, right? But it's just kind of giving us a little bit more to work with. And I think right there is where I would leave it right there. So as you can kind of see, we have this sort of glowing feature on Danny. If we can zoom in as much as we can right here. You guys look at this area right here. Every part that has light on it is actually beginning to glow. And you could see it right here on these edges where it becomes red. That's kind of the feature of halation and bloom. And just overall, the image just looks so beautiful. I'm definitely going to try to get the lifetime version so I can use this for future projects, but I think this is a really, really great first step into your color grading journey. You guys can see it, and you guys can see it's a little bit more different than it was before when I used to just make an S curve right here and then increase our saturation. We can go 30, maybe 40. Contrast 1.2, maybe 0.8, because there's already a lot of contrast here. You know, giving us a moody look to our footage. So while the result looks amazing and it looks incredible, there are some nuances that you need to be aware of if you're considering using this as your main color grading platform. The first is the strain on the hardware. While I am using an M2 Ultra on my Mac Studio, if I try this on my old computer, which was a Windows Core i7 with a 3090 GPU, I don't think it would be able to handle it. Since I'm recording and filming all of my videos in 8K, putting that on top of the DeHancer plugin is going to put a massive strain on your system. So if you're planning on using this, you've got to make sure that you have at least a system that can support large file sizes being encoded per second. Another slight thing that you want to keep in mind of that perhaps doesn't bother you, but it's something that I would like DeHancer to add, is to put in a mist filter in there, or possibly I know they have the halation and the bloom filter in there, but if they added like a mist filter in there, I think that would really send this to the next level. And one more thing that I would try to add, if there was one piece of probably feedback that I would give to DeHancer, is to allow for ultimate customization. So to create our own film stocks, our own rolls, if you would say, to get a look that we want whenever we put out. So it's kind of like creating a custom LUT, but in this case creating a custom role that we can use for DeHancer itself. Nonetheless, DeHancer is always updating to the newest cameras and the newest softwares, including the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which was actually color graded with DeHancer in my latest vlog when we did The Poet. If you guys want proof of reference that DeHancer is a pretty great software for color grading, if you look at my recent short film, The Poet, that entire film was color graded with DeHancer. And if you haven't already, check it out in the card above. Overall, I think it's a really great plugin for any filmmaker and any filmmaker that wants to try to get their hands on something that isn't traditional color grading. Because it allows for many options, it can be beginner intimidating for a lot of people. If you've never dealt with emulation before, this could be a new thing for you, especially color grading in DaVinci Resolve. It's kind of like when you buy a bunch of free LUT packs and put the LUTs on your footage. You're not really learning how to color grade, you're just learning how to pick the right filter for your film. And if that's the way that you color grade, then that's great on you. But if you want to learn how to color grade itself, this won't really teach you that. This will teach you more of how to fine-tune different aspects of an already good to go color grade. DeHancer itself, if you want to buy the whole thing without having a monthly or yearly subscription, it's going to cost you around $500. Now, that's basically a free lens. It's either you're getting a software lens, it's either you're getting a lens or you're getting this new software. It's up to you. DeHancer does offer a lifetime purchase of $449, or you could go with the every 3 months of $149 per 3 months to have this plugin. If you want to see if this is right for you, I would really suggest going with their free trial. Do as much testing as you can do on there, see if it's right for you, and then try to get the lifetime warranty. But if you want to do it on a month-to-month basis, let's say you just need it for a couple of months when you're doing a shoot, and go for the couple months purchase then. And I think for myself moving forward, I think I am going to use this a lot, especially to spice up and give my videos kind of that more filmic taste. I think it's really incredible, and it's really cool seeing that there's a lot more digital sets for people to use nowadays. We're entering an era where you don't really need to put filters physically on your camera anymore. You can kind of just do it online and it looks pretty darn good. Hopefully this video gave you a little bit of insight on a potential tool you can use for your future films. If not, I hope it was just an enjoyable experience to watch this video. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, be sure to go ahead and give the video a like. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications. Let me know what things you want me to do. If you guys want a DeHancer tutorial, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll be glad to show you guys how to use it properly. Until then, I'll see you all in the next video. It's Rigo with DaVinci Media signing off.